to take up any more of her time, Shelby, if you want to say hello to everyone and give a little background about yourself, and then we'll take some questions.
Hi to Miss Larson's 4th grade class. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for having me today. It's so nice to see all of you and to have you being tennis fans. Thanks for joining me. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Yeah, I feel like I'm really close to you guys. Aren't you? Isn't your school really close to the tennis courts? But it's very cool to see you on video. So please ask me any questions you want. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. And hopefully maybe next year we could get you guys out to the courts if things are kind of back to normal and you could see some live tennis. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. Really enjoy that. We have some questions prepared for you. Are you ready for us?
I'm ready. Let's hear them.
Okay, Jake, start us off.
Do you have a hobby and what is it?
A hobby. So outside of tennis, I really like to read. We have a lot of spare time while we're traveling around for tournaments. So like in airports and hotels, and even when we're waiting on matches, I try to always have a book with me so I can read. I love listening to music as well. I personally just play a little bit of piano, but I don't play an instrument very well, but I like to listen to it. And I like to cook. I love it. When I'm able to be home and I'm not traveling, I really like to be in the kitchen and prepare all my meals.
Awesome. Preston, you're next.
Who do you admire most?
Oh gosh, that's a loaded question, isn't it? I mean, I think I have to start with probably my mom and my sister. I admire them, just the strong women that they are and how they've, inspired me to go after my goals and to be the person that I am today. And then, I mean, other athletes inspire me as well. There's plenty of them. And I think anybody that really is passionate about what they're doing and really succeeds and, like I said, dreams big and goes after their goals. I really admire those kind of people. They're not scared of failure. They're not scared of doing something wrong or, messing up, because that's how you learn and that's how you get better. So I always admire people like that.
That's really good advice. Thank you so much. Austin, you're up.
What do you like to do besides tennis?
Besides tennis, I really like to go to the beach when I'm home. And honestly, I love traveling. I love trying new foods and seeing new cultures, meeting new people, just seeing things different from, where I grew up and what I'm used to.
Okay. Jeannie?
How many languages do you speak?
Oh, unfortunately, just English fluently. I speak a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of French, like enough to sort of get around and like order food, but only English really well. Barely English.
That question stems from the fact that we know that you're playing tennis around the world. So we were just wondering if you learned.
You kind of pick up, bits and pieces of languages when you travel, and you have to, you try to use the language when you're in different cities. But as soon as I come home, and it's tough because everybody speaks English for the most part when we travel. So it's tough to sort of keep practicing your languages. But your guys' age is the best time to learn a language. So I don't know if you guys do a little bit of foreign languages, but I definitely would recommend it because it's very useful.
Great advice. Go ahead, Amelie.
What is your most proudest moment?
Could you hear that?
Oh gosh. I think one of my proudest moments, like Jeff mentioned, would be beating the #1 player in the world. That's always pretty cool. I also beat Serena Williams one time, which was pretty fun.
Awesome.
And I think another proud moment for me, I just graduated college. So I now have my college degree. So I was able to continue my education while being on tour and traveling around.
That's pretty good accomplishment. That's really cool. All right, Sam.
Life is tough right now. Any advice for a kid growing up in this strange time?
Oh my goodness. I know you guys are just awesome. I'll have to add you guys to the people I admire because I can't imagine myself growing up in a time like this. But you know what? Look at all those people you have around you. Look at your fun friends and your teachers helping you through it, right? I think that's the most important thing during these difficult times is to have people around you that you can talk to and you can tell them how you're feeling and really relate to them, and you can help each other out. And I think coming together at a time like this is really the most important thing.
Thank you. Nehemiah.
What are your biggest challenges as a professional tennis player?
One thing that's really tough for us is the different time zones. So when we travel to different countries, I mean, we could go from where we are now in California all the way to Australia, and then it's like we're on the other side of the world. So breakfast is dinner and it's everything's upside down, you know? So the time change is really difficult. It can be tough to sleep sometimes, especially after like a late night match. You know, you're so excited after playing and maybe winning your match, and it's tough to get to sleep. So that's definitely one challenge for us. And then also being away from our friends and family most of the year. Thank goodness for FaceTime and, you know, videos like this where we can communicate with our loved ones that are far away, but it is tough. And I always cherish the times that I get to come home and sleep in my own bed and just reset a little bit.
How are we doing with time, Jeff? We have more questions, but I don't, it feels like 20 questions for you. I don't want to put you on the spot too long.
Yeah. No, you can ask a few more. I'm happy to answer a few.
Perfect. Our next one's from Kaylee.
Is it better to play in a morning match or an evening match?
They both have their pros and cons. I think the morning, it's a great way to start the day. You know exactly what time you're going to go on the court. So that's always exciting. And you get all the fans just coming in, you know, excited to see the first match of the day. And then the night session, you get to play under the lights and you have, you know, a little bit different routine to prepare because you've got to wait all day long for those. So sometimes it can be a little bit tough. So be patient and wait for your match. But I think if I had to pick, I'd probably choose the early morning match just because I'm a morning person, but I definitely, you know, wherever they want to put me, I'm happy to be out there.
I get that. Okay, this one's from Hannah.
What was your favorite subject in school?
Sorry, say that one more time. My favorite what?
Subject in school.
Oh, good question. I love science. So I liked life science and learning about the human body as well. I majored in psychology. So just understanding how people work and how the brain works and how you can relate to others. Yeah, I was definitely a science person. And I loved English as well, just reading and creative writing, that sort of thing.
Good. We're doing some writing in here ourselves. This next one's from Malaya.
What is your favorite junk food?
Oh gosh, I definitely prefer salty snacks over sweet snacks. So I think if I had to pick a junk food, oh gosh, there's so many good ones. Maybe Cheez-Its. Those are really good.
We like Cheez-Its ourselves. This question's from Christian. Go ahead, Christian.
If you weren't a tennis player, what profession would you have?
What other profession?
Yes.
If I weren't a tennis player, I think it'd be really cool to be a chef. There's no chance of that happening, but I would really enjoy that. Or I would be a sports psychologist, helping athletes through, you know, some of their difficult feelings and thoughts throughout their sports, because I did major in psychology. So that could be fun.
Awesome. I think this is our final question, and it's
all right.
Nice and loud, Julian.
When did you first start playing tennis?
When did you
Good
first
question. I started playing when I was 4 years old. I was super young. I have an older sister that played, and I just followed her to her first tennis lesson and was probably super annoying, but I carried my racket around and really, you know, looked up to my sisters. So I had a racket in my hand about 4, but my first tournament wasn't until I was about 7, which is still pretty young too, but I've always pretty much had a racket in my hand since I can remember.
Well, that's our last question. We want to say thank you and good luck.
Thank you, guys. It was so nice to meet you.
Thank you, everyone. If you want to, Shelby will play tomorrow against another top player in the world from Canada named Layla. So
I'll be there.
make sure to check it out and root for
Yay.
Team USA.
Go Team USA. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too. Good luck.